government parastatals, specifically the National Commission on Colleges of Education, the National Power Training Institute, etc. The chair of the Sector Skill Councils in Nigeria, directors, desk officer, and staff of MBTE, the fourth estate of the realm. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. We are here today to do a very important event, a major milestone in our journey in promoting skills development in Nigeria. That is the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the National Board for Technical Education and the ERIC Group based in Poland and Denmark under the NYSE, Nigerian Youth Skills Empowerment Program. Take note, NYSE is not NYSC. And NYSE is not New York Stock Exchange. To us here, it's more important even than the New York Stock Exchange to Nigerians, because this is a transformational program. It's a pity there was an oversight. Today coincides with fake meeting. Read my fake as FEC, please, not otherwise. Today, Wednesday, is a day for fake. And that's why the honorable ministers couldn't make it. But they have sent very able and very capable representation. One of them a director, the other one senior special assistant to Mr. President. We welcome you, ma'am, and we look forward to greater cooperation between the MBTE and these other ministries, especially Labor, and with NYSE, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's a welcome address, but I would prefer to start with some introduction. Nigeria is Africa's largest economy. There is no doubt about it. In 2020, the GDP was 432 billion US dollars. We are also the most populous country in the continent. Almost 20% of sub-Saharan Africa live in Nigeria. Almost 60% of West Africa, they live in Nigeria. Nigeria also has the youngest population in the world, one of the youngest populations in the world. We have more than 60% of our population under the age of 25. Combined with this, unemployment is very high. And as a consequence of that, we have social unrest, crime, banditry, and illegal migration across the Sahara to Europe. Something must be done to give hope to the Nigerian youth. Well, let's look at Nigeria in perspective. You can see the statistics 2020, the population increase rate, the land mass, the GDP is there, all other factors are there. And the graph is showing that Nigeria is the third from the bottom. In spite of all those good statistics of high GDP, we are third in the bottom. We are only better than Afghanistan and Niger. This is very serious. Seychelles, Trinidad and Tobago are ahead of us in terms of GDP per capita. Milestones towards solution. The Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu Adamu, in January last year, approved the proposal of the MBTE to start what we call the Nigerian Youth Skills Empowerment Program to give opportunity to youth with skills qualifications to go for further training and take jobs across the European Union and the entire world. This is the best way to export and give good image to Nigeria, rather than the illegal migrations across the Sahara. Many of them dying on the way. A few of them crossing the Mediterranean. A lot of them dying again in the sea. and very few of them ended up in Lampedusa. The NYSE, therefore, in 2022, we made all efforts. Our initial target was Germany. We talked to the Nigerian embassy in Bonn, and we will talk to the GIZ in Abuja. We are still talking. We call that one NYSE 1. In January 2023, thanks to one of our directors, I'll call him the net that got us a big fish, a golden fish. That golden fish is Eric. We discovered Eric, they are involved in this process. And we started talking with them, and we reached agreement on how diploma holders from our polytechnics can come on board on the NYSE. Under NYSE 1, our plan was to train them in Nigeria using European Skills Qualification Framework so that they can earn dual certification, Nigerian Skills Qualification and European Skills Qualification. But our partnership, which we just discovered with Eric, would even allow the training to be held in Europe. So that's why I say we have gotten a golden fish in the net. And the director who discovered that golden fish, I think we need to appreciate it. It was Engineer A.D.K. Mohammed. Before we go further, let us listen to some words of wisdom. And I'm trying to quote the very famous mystic of the 13th century, Rumi. Raise your words, not voices. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in one drop. This gives hope to you. And more importantly, integrity is choosing courage over comfort, choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, and easy, and choosing to practice our values rather than simply focusing them. In spite of all this is the situation of Nigerian youth without skills, taking the risk for better life. You can see them crossing the Sahara in those two clips. The other one, look at him as if he is mentally, disturbed. He is mentally fit, but this is the condition he has found himself while attempting to cross the Sahara. Look at the ones who were rescued from Mediterranean Sea to Lampedusa. It's a very risky journey. If we give our youth skills, Nigerian youth will be welcome to Europe or any part of the world with red carpets. And we have seen youth of Asia taking advantage of acquiring skills to the extent that Asia today has produced a sitting prime minister in the UK. India has produced that. They were skilled migrants. And the United States, through skilled migration, you have a sitting vice president. I'm not trying to threaten our Danish ambassador, but Nigerians will go and become next prime minister of Denmark. But I'm giving the positive side of giving our youth skills and allowing them to migrate. They will contribute to that society. They will acquire skills which, when they bring them to Nigeria, would add value to our industrialization. The objectives of the NYSE is, one, to provide opportunity for the training of the Nigerian youth in relevant skills needed by industry across the globe. The Nigerian mindset is not limited to the borders of Nigeria. You can see the contribution Nigerians are making across the world. Our focus, our world is global. NYSE will also facilitate legal migration. This is very important. European Union, they are ready to accept legal migrants. I shouldn't be saying that. Maybe I will allow the representative of the EU He mentioned that. But NYSC shall facilitate legal migration of skilled Nigerian youth to Europe and to other parts of the world, and to stem the tide of illegal, risky migrations. It will also enhance the skills of the Nigerian youth to eventually benefit the Nigerian economy in a win-win situation. It's not brain drain. It's a brain gain. By the time they go to Europe, they get the training. They also participate in the industrial productions in Europe. They will come back and add value to our industries in Nigeria. I went to Turkey before the earthquake. As I was living, what is the name of the city? Istanbul. To another place, somebody showed me the road and we saw the factory where shock absorbers were being made for Mercedes-Benz. They told me all the shock absorbers for Mercedes-Benz were being made here and shipped across the world, wherever there is a Mercedes-Benz assembly plant. How did they do it? Skilled labor from Turkey are an important component of the German economy. If the Turkish component is removed, German economy will never be leading Europe. And they have acquired the skills in Germany, come back home to establish industries using those European standards. So through NYSC, we are empowering Nigerian youth. They will go and acquire more skills in Europe and then come back to establish industries using those European standards. So it's a win-win situation. It's never a brain, rather it's a brain gain. NYSC is also to create employment opportunities for polytechnic diploma holders to drive increase in enrollment in Nigerian polytechnics. The average Nigerian parent wants his child always to go to university, even though they graduate from the university without jobs, without any engagement. The way to propel more admission into polytechnics is to open windows of opportunity for diploma holders. NYSC is going to open those windows of opportunity. The process involves about 5-6 steps. The first is polytechnics are notified by MBTE for shortlists of their ND graduates with upper credit. Yes, we are starting with upper credit. We want to give the best of our Nigerian youth so that once they do the training and they perform in Europe, I think maybe Eric will have to shift his headquarters to Nigeria. So upper credit, and they should be between 18 and 25. This has already been communicated to our polytechnics, that the chairman of COHED is here to testify. The computer-based test has already been prepared online, would be offered. It's going to be conducted by the MBTE any time after this ceremony to assess the capacity of the applicants. After the exams, we are going to compile the results and we'll pass it over to Eric, who will do the final screening. Eric will now issue letters of training offers to successful candidates after step 2 and 3. And they will now go for apprenticeship training in Poland and or Denmark for 2 years. Apprenticeship because they will be involved with real industry practice. They will learn on the job. After that, successful candidates will receive EU skills certification. And that's at the end of their 2-year training in their trade areas. And finally, job offers and legal work permits would be given to those successful graduates. And those who want to return home will never be forced to stay in Europe. And I doubt if any Nigerian will ever return home. Maybe not immediately. They may come back home at a later time. Mine is a welcome address. Let me not take too much time, but let me advise representatives of government here and all of us that posterity shall never forgive us if we fail to empower our youth for a better Nigeria. NYSC is a gateway in empowering the Nigerian youth with globally needed skills. NYSC 2, which we are celebrating today, shall be the window of opportunity for polytechnics in Nigeria, and this will hopefully lead to greater admissions for our polytechnics. We are most grateful to Eric, and we are also most grateful for the support from the Polish and Danish ambassadors. And we hope more trainees and more opportunities will be available for the Nigerian youth in the near future. Thank you for listening. Let me do the official job. I welcome you all. God bless NYSC 2. God bless you all. And our new paradigm is skills, not degrees. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think he deserves another round of applause. I think this is revolutionary, we must agree. We have gone beyond classroom teaching to the point of creating jobs and ensuring that our youth acquire the necessary skills for self-reliance. I think this is a revolution that with God by our side, it will turn our youth to the alpha and omegas that will drive the governance, the industry, the economy, everything in Nigeria. We thank you very much, ES. For our foreign partners, the Executive Secretary is barely 2 years old on the seat. And these are initiatives that you can see has already given technical and vocational education a different look. Our youths are most grateful for this initiative, and I can say before our director gives his vote of thanks, for the key stakeholders here, they are most grateful to you, sir. Thank you. As the ES is delivering his address, we also have the chairman of the Committee of Federal Rectors in the person of Representative anyway, Dr. Abdullahi Al-Hassan Ahmad. Thank you very much. The next item is to invite the president of Eric Group, Jensen Christian Mola, to also give us his own remarks. Thank you, sir.